Hello everybody. Welcome back to Liberty Park Music for another etude piano lesson. For today's lesson we're looking at a little piece by Robert Schumann called Stückchen, which translates to little piece. Yes, we're looking at a little piece called Little Piece. This little piece comes from Schumann's 1848 compendium of short pieces that he wrote for his children called Album for the Young. And this piece, in addition to providing us with the kind of standard singular etude style technique to work on, is also a good example of how a little alteration to the traditional musical formula can make a pretty big difference in the feel and sound of the piece. In particular, this piece has some unusual phrasing happening and a bit of an unusual form structure, both of which are going to inform how we go about learning it. Okay, let's get into it. Now, one nice thing about this piece is that the rhythmic material and the texture are pretty consistent. We have smooth lines of quarter notes in the right hand, coupled with these seesaw eighth note lines in the left, and almost throughout the entire piece, the moving voice in the left hand, that is the notes that are not simply repeating, are mimicking the movements of the right hand melody, even though they're in harmony. Now, all that said, almost all of the phrases tend to require a slight repositioning of the hands. They tend to stretch just a little further than your standard five-finger position, so you can see if I play the left hand here at the beginning. I need to reach down just a little further to the B in the middle of the first full measure, and we're going to see lots of stuff like this, little reaches all throughout. Now, let's get a couple of basic points out of the way before we start looking at the phrases in earnest. Notice our 4/4 time signature, which you might find curious given our choice of half measures here. Our dynamic of piano, which is the only dynamic marking in the entire piece, and the tempo indication of nicht schnell, or not fast. So, not a burner here. This is a nice, easy tempo. So our first half measure looks like a standard pickup measure, which does mean that what looks like the second measure here is actually measure 1, so be careful of that. And if I go ahead and play our first couple of measures, or our first couple of phrases, starting from the beginning. You can hear a nice, smooth, pretty melodic texture. This is a good piece for working on your legato articulation, especially in the left hand. Try and bring out that bottom line just a bit, but otherwise there's nothing crazy here. Do watch out for the fingering in measure 3. This right hand shift from 3 to 4 happens multiple times throughout this piece, and the left hand fingering may feel a little funky as well, especially with this unusual placement of the thumb on F sharp. Now, as always, learn the best fingering and stick with it. Now, notice that the second phrase does end halfway through measure 4, and a near repeat begins immediately following, ending with a nice little cadence halfway through measure 8. Okay, once again, watch that fingering. You'll probably find that these left-hand motions are a little more awkward than they appear, and good fingering choices are your best way to combat this. Thanks for watching this lesson from Liberty Park Music. If you enjoyed this lesson and learned something from it, do us a favor, hit that like button. And if you really liked it, share it around. Let your friends and family check it out too. If you want to find more lessons like this or explore other piano-related topics, please come visit us at libertyparkmusic.com. We have full piano courses ranging from beginner to more advanced levels, and everything is online and streaming 24/7 so that you can design your music learning around your schedule and learn in the comfort of your own home from a talented roster of professional teachers and musicians. Come check us out.